Stop pretending life owes you something it doesn't. You're broke, you're lazy, you're soft, and you wonder why nothing's changing. Every second you waste scrolling, someone out there is grinding for your dream. Comfort has made you weak. Excuses have made you invisible. You've got one life, one shot, and you're spending it hiding from your potential. It's time to wake up, get up, and give a shot about your own existence. People spend their entire lives waiting for motivation, waiting for the right mood, waiting for the perfect time to start. But that perfect time never comes. It's a lie people tell themselves to justify their laziness. The truth is, there will never be a perfect moment. There will only be now. The man who acts today, even when he doesn't feel ready, is already miles ahead of the man who waits for the stars to align. Andrew Tate says it best: winners move with speed and purpose. They don't wait for things to feel right. They move, and that movement creates power. The biggest problem in modern society is the addiction to comfort and the illusion of readiness. People want to feel motivated before they act, but it doesn't work like that. You don't get motivated first, you get moving first. The action creates motivation, not the other way around. You have to start the work before you believe in it. You have to move your body before your mind catches up. Waiting for motivation is like waiting for rain in the desert. It's never coming. The ones who rise, the ones who win, are the ones who decide to move even when it's uncomfortable. The harsh reality is that no one is going to save you. No one is coming to push you, to wake you up, to make you care. The world doesn't reward the man who hesitates. It rewards the man who takes action consistently, even when he's not sure what will happen next. Most people will spend their entire lives in the same place, not because they couldn't do more, but because they were too afraid to start. They waited for confidence instead of building it. They waited for clarity instead of creating it. Every second you spend hesitating is another second wasted. You have to become the kind of man who acts while others think, who builds while others talk, who moves while others scroll. Action is the ultimate advantage. You will never outthink your way to greatness. You must outwork your way to it. That's how real power is built. You take small, consistent action until it becomes momentum. And that momentum turns into confidence. That confidence turns into results. And those results make you unstoppable. It all starts with one decision: to stop waiting. Most people think they need more motivation, but what they really need is movement. Once you start, even when it feels uncomfortable, you'll realize how much time you've wasted waiting to feel ready. Life doesn't wait for you to be in the mood. Opportunities don't knock politely. They appear for the man who's already moving. When you stop waiting for perfect conditions and start acting under imperfect ones, you become dangerous. You show the world that you're not controlled by your feelings. You're controlled by your purpose. The truth is, the perfect moment is a myth used by weak people to justify inaction. There is no right time, no right feeling, no right situation. There's only right now. Winners understand that hesitation kills dreams. Every second you delay is a second someone else uses to get ahead. The man who wins in life is not the smartest or the luckiest. He's the one who simply moved first. So get up. Stop waiting. The perfect moment will never come, but this moment is enough. The clock is ticking, your life is happening, and nobody's going to hand you the life you want. You either take it or you watch someone else live it. You don't need motivation. You need movement. The moment you take action, even when you don't feel like it, you become the kind of man who changes his own fate. Comfort is the silent killer of ambition. It doesn't destroy you in one blow. It slowly weakens you day by day until you don't even realize how much of your potential you've lost. Comfort feels good in the moment, but it costs you everything in the long run. Every time you choose ease over effort, you teach yourself to accept mediocrity. And mediocrity, once accepted, spreads like a disease. Andrew Tate says it clearly: men who crave comfort will never achieve greatness because comfort is the opposite of growth. You cannot evolve in a space designed to keep you still. Comfort whispers lies. It tells you you've done enough when you've barely started. It convinces you that you deserve to rest when you haven't even earned exhaustion. It makes you forget hunger, ambition, and purpose. That's why most people will never build empires. They're addicted to comfort. They want the life of a lion, but the habits of a sheep. They want success without sacrifice, results without pain, rewards without struggle. But life doesn't work like that. You can't stay warm and safe while chasing something extraordinary. The climb is cold, brutal, and lonely, but that's what makes it worth it. Every strong man was once uncomfortable. Growth only happens in discomfort. When you push yourself beyond what feels easy, you create strength, resilience, and confidence. Pain is not your enemy. It's the proof that you're alive and moving forward. Every drop of sweat, every sleepless night, every sacrifice, it's all shaping you into something unbreakable. Andrew Tate doesn't just talk about discipline, he lives it. Because he knows comfort destroys more dreams than failure ever could. Failure teaches you. Comfort sedates you. The truth is, comfort kills hunger. When your life becomes too easy, you stop chasing improvement. You stop fighting for more. You stop feeling alive. That's why men need struggle. It's what gives life meaning. The harder the journey, the more valuable the victory. Comfort may feel peaceful, but it robs you of purpose. And purpose is what gives your soul fire. A comfortable man is a man who's stopped growing. He's alive, but not really living. He's breathing, but not fighting. Look at any man who's built something great, a business, a legacy, a mindset, and you'll see the same truth. He suffered for it. He endured pain most people can't imagine. He trained when he didn't want to. He worked when he was tired. He showed up when nobody was watching. That's how greatness is forged, not through motivation, but through discomfort. Discipline is born in the moments you'd rather quit. That's when you grow. That's when you earn the right to win. If you live for comfort, you'll never know your limits. You'll never discover how far you can go or how powerful you can become. Comfort tells you to take the easy path, but the easy path always ends in regret. The man who chooses pain, pressure, and persistence becomes unstoppable because he knows he can endure anything. You must train your mind to crave challenge, not avoid it. The man who can walk through fire without flinching is the one the world cannot break. So, when life gets hard, don't run. Don't hide. Don't look for an escape. Embrace it. The pain, the grind, the exhaustion, that's your edge. That's where real men are built. Every rep you push through, every hour you grind when you don't feel like it, every sacrifice you make when it hurts. That's what separates the ordinary from the exceptional. Comfort will destroy your destiny if you let it. But if you can learn to find peace in discomfort, to smile through struggle, and to keep going when everything screams stop, then nothing in this world can stop you. Motivation is temporary. It's a spark. Discipline is the fire that never dies. People chase motivation like it's some kind of magic fuel, but the truth is, motivation comes and goes. One day you feel unstoppable, and the next you feel like doing nothing. That's why so many men start strong and fade fast. They rely on feelings instead of habits. But Andrew Tate's philosophy is clear. If you want to win, you must build discipline so strong that it makes motivation irrelevant. You act not because you feel like it, but because it's who you are. Discipline is doing what must be done, no matter how you feel. It's waking up early when your body screams for more sleep. It's training when you're tired, working when you're uninspired, and pushing forward when everything inside you wants to stop. That's what separates men who dream from men who do. Motivation is emotion. Discipline is identity. When you operate on discipline, your actions are no longer dictated by your moods. You become a machine with a mission. The problem is that most people only move when they're motivated. They treat motivation like oxygen. Without it, they suffocate. But high-level performers, warriors, and winners don't depend on moods. They depend on systems. They build routines that run no matter how they feel. Andrew Tate didn't build his empire by waiting for inspiration. He built it through daily, disciplined effort. He knows that success doesn't reward the excited, it rewards the consistent. Motivation can get you started, but it can't keep you going. Discipline is what carries you through the dark days, the days when results don't show, when fatigue hits, when nobody believes in you. That's when most people quit. But if you've trained yourself to act regardless of emotion, quitting doesn't even cross your mind. You just keep moving forward. Every action done without emotion adds another layer of strength to your mindset. You stop asking, "Do I feel like it?" and start saying, "It must be done." Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you build an invisible muscle called control. And control is power. control over your actions, your reactions, and your emotions. The disciplined man doesn't chase pleasure, he chases progress. He doesn't wait for motivation, he manufactures it through motion. Every small act of discipline compounds into greatness. Waking up early, training daily, reading, working, planning, executing, over and over until it becomes automatic. That's how men like Andrew Tate dominate, not because they're always motivated, but because they refuse to stop. Discipline gives you freedom. Freedom from the ups and downs of emotion. Freedom from laziness, from procrastination, from weakness. Most men are slaves to how they feel. One bad day, and they break. But the disciplined man doesn't care how he feels. He simply does what's required. That's why discipline is rare. It demands sacrifice. It requires you to silence your excuses and kill your comfort. But once you master it, you become untouchable. Ask yourself, how many people start something and actually finish it? How many talk about goals they never reach because they wait for the right moment to feel inspired again? Discipline ends that cycle. When you make discipline your foundation, you no longer chase energy, you create it. You no longer wait for opportunities, you force them into existence. Motivation is for beginners. Discipline is for men who are serious about their mission. When you live with discipline, you're not moved by emotion. You move with intention. Every day becomes a battle against weakness, and every victory, no matter how small, builds your empire. So stop chasing motivation like a child chasing a balloon. Build discipline instead. Discipline doesn't fade, it doesn't flinch, it doesn't fail. Motivation is fragile, discipline is immortal. And when you become a man of discipline, you no longer need to give a shot about how you feel, because your results will speak louder than your emotions ever could. Excuses are poison for progress. They sound reasonable, they sound logical, but they're nothing more than lies you tell yourself to stay comfortable. Every man who has failed to rise has one thing in common: an excuse. I don't have time. I don't have money. I'm tired. I'll start tomorrow. It's all weakness disguised as logic. Andrew Tate says it best: losers invent reasons, winners invent results. Excuses are the language of the weak because they protect your ego while they destroy your potential. The truth is brutal. Nobody cares about your excuses. The world doesn't stop for your pain. Life doesn't pause because you're tired. While you're sitting there explaining why you can't, someone else is out there proving why they can. And that's the difference between success and failure. Not talent, not luck, not opportunity, but responsibility. The moment you take full responsibility for your life, excuses die. But as long as you cling to excuses, success will never come near you. Excuses give you comfort in the short term, but kill you in the long term. They're easy to make and hard to escape. You convince yourself that you're the victim, that life is unfair, that people have it easier. But Andrew Tate's philosophy flips that mindset. He teaches that life is supposed to be unfair. That's what makes it worth fighting for. The moment you stop expecting it to be easy is the moment you become powerful. Because when you accept that life owes you nothing, you start to take everything. People love to justify their weakness. They want sympathy more than success. They post their problems online, complain about the system, blame their past, blame their parents, blame society. But let's face it, none of that changes your reality. Your problems are still yours, and nobody's coming to fix them. The world respects strength, not stories. The man who wins is the man who refuses to let excuses own him. Excuses are a defense mechanism. They protect your pride when you fail. They make failure feel okay. But Andrew Tate says, don't make failure comfortable. Let it hurt. Let it burn so deep that it forces you to act. Because the truth is, every excuse you make today builds the regret you'll live with tomorrow. You don't want to wake up 10 years from now realizing you wasted your potential explaining why you couldn't instead of proving that you could. Winners don't have time for excuses because they're too busy executing. While others say, I can't. Winners are already doing it. That's why success is rare. It requires you to strip away every justification and face your reality. No time, wake up earlier. No money, learn skills and grind. No support, build yourself until people have no choice but to respect you. Every problem has a solution, but excuses stop you from looking for it. Discipline kills excuses. Once you build discipline, there's no room for weakness. You stop negotiating with yourself. You stop saying, maybe tomorrow, because you understand that tomorrow is a trap. Every delay steals momentum. Every excuse delays your greatness. You can't win with a mind that looks for ways out. You win with a mind that says, no matter what, I'll find a way. But excuses are the reason most men live average lives. They're trapped in the same cycle, dreaming big, doing nothing, and blaming everything. The elite break that cycle by owning their choices. They say, it's on me. Every win, every loss, every result, it's my responsibility. That mindset makes you dangerous. Because once you stop making excuses, no one can control you. Not the system, not your circumstances, not even your emotions. Andrew Tate's message is simple but ruthless. You can have excuses or you can have success, but you can't have both. Every time you open your mouth to explain why you can't, remember there's someone out there with fewer advantages doing exactly what you claim is impossible. Stop talking. Stop justifying. Start executing. Excuses make weak men weaker. Action makes strong men unstoppable. Don't be the man who talks about what could have been. Be the man who shows what's possible. When you cut the excuses, you unleash your power. You become unbreakable, undeniable, and unstoppable. The world doesn't care about your reasons. It only respects your results. Comfort is the silent killer of ambition. It creeps in quietly, disguised as peace, disguised as self-care, disguised as taking it easy. But the truth is simple. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Every man who has achieved something extraordinary had to destroy comfort. Andrew Tate says it bluntly. If you want to be exceptional, stop living like everyone else. And everyone else is addicted to comfort. They love the soft bed, the easy routine, the predictable life. They love safety more than success. That's why they stay average. The modern world worships comfort. Everything is designed to make you lazy. Instant food, instant entertainment, instant dopamine. You can spend your entire life scrolling, eating, and sleeping, and still convince yourself that you're doing okay? But you're not okay. You're stuck. Comfort is a cage that feels like a hug. It's warm, it's safe, but it's still a prison. Tate's message is brutal, but true. If you don't escape comfort, you'll die mediocre. Greatness demands discomfort. It demands suffering, sacrifice, and sleepless nights. It's not glamorous, it's painful. But that's what forges real men. The gym hurts, business is stressful, discipline feels boring, and rejection stings, but that pain is your advantage. Because while the weak avoid pain, the strong build from it. The man who embraces discomfort becomes unstoppable because he no longer fears it. He controls it. He owns it. Every time you choose comfort over progress, you trade your future for temporary pleasure. That extra hour of sleep, that skipped workout, that night wasted watching nonsense. It all adds up. Not today, not tomorrow, but over years. Comfort compounds like debt. And by the time you realize what it's cost you, it's too late. You'll look around and see younger, hungrier men doing what you could have done, but didn't because you wanted to rest. Andrew Tate teaches that pain is the most honest teacher. When you push through discomfort, you evolve. You build strength, confidence, and mental dominance. The weak man avoids pain and stays the same. The strong man faces it and transforms. Every great empire, every successful man, every champion you admire, all of them were forged in discomfort. They didn't choose the easy path. They chose the path that broke them and then rebuilt them into something stronger. Comfort tells you lies. It whispers, you've done enough. It says, relax, you deserve a break. But those lies destroy discipline. The truth is, you don't deserve a break, not yet. You deserve results. You deserve respect. You deserve success. And none of those things live in comfort. You can't be powerful if you live soft. You can't be dominant if you're addicted to ease. The world doesn't reward comfort. It rewards hunger. The weak crave comfort because they fear struggle. But real men don't run from struggle. They run toward it. Tate often says, the more you suffer, the stronger you become. It's not about punishing yourself. It's about proving to yourself that nothing can break you. When you willingly walk into pain, you take control of your destiny. You show the universe that you're not a victim. You're a warrior. You have to choose what hurts more, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Because comfort feels good now but destroys you later. Discipline hurts now but builds you forever. Every time you feel tired, every time your mind tells you to stop, that's your moment to grow. That's when the weak quit and the strong ascend. Andrew Tate's philosophy is crystal clear. If you want to win, you have to destroy the part of you that loves comfort. You have to crave challenge. You have to wake up and do what others refuse to do. Comfort makes you fragile. Discomfort makes you powerful. The man who learns to suffer without breaking is the man who becomes untouchable. So get uncomfortable. Stay hungry. Stop chasing an easy life and start building a meaningful one. The pain you feel today is the price for the strength you'll need tomorrow. Comfort may feel safe, but it's killing your potential. Step out of it, because greatness only begins the moment you step into the fire and refuse to back down. Every man dies, but not every man lives. You either live with discipline or die with regret. There's no middle ground. The world doesn't reward comfort, it rewards sacrifice. Stop saying, someday. Someday is for cowards. Winners say now. Stand up, fight back, and take what's yours. Nobody's coming to save you. Be the man who gave a shot when everyone else was sleeping.